having a life scholarship and being able to afford to go to college made me feel inspired to go.
When I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief.
I knew that I wanted to have an impact. Having a life scholarship through the SC Education Lottery was huge. It gave me the opportunity to make that impact right here at home.
The South Carolina Education Lottery. A better you, a better us, a better South Carolina. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is former NASCAR driver Bill Lester.
Bob Pockers.
I'm NASCAR driver Natalie Decker.
NASCAR's Chief Hype Officer Mamba Smith.
And you're listening to Victory Lane.
Victory Lane.
Victory Lane.
Victory Lane by.
Let's go.
376, Antron Brown is the top fuel champion.
Just praying for it. There it is. Raja Caruth wins it at Las Vegas. First career win, gets it done.
You stayed in the game, and it was just one step, one punch, one round at a time, and my guys had me a great stop, and we just executed. So there's more to come for sure.
His final time through 3 and 4. He's gonna do it. Bubba Wallace wins at Kansas.
What they gonna say now, baby? Let's go!
He is the man who raises the bar, who raises the stats, who takes things to stratospheric levels, and he's only got 3 corners now. He can see the crowd standing and giving him that round of applause. 8 times we've said it before. Here's a 9th for you. Lewis Hamilton wins the British Grand Prix. What a victory! Hamilton is back.
You could have said quartet. That would have been fine. But you didn't.
I didn't think
you
of quartet 30
to.
seconds ago.
Yeah,
I found quartet now.
Yeah,
we see where your mind went to.
Yeah, it would have been a double entendre.
Are we recording?
Yes.
Yeah, so careful what you say.
Okay, well, no, because I'm going to start this game up while we're doing this.
What game?
Boring ass podcast.
That's gonna make it in now.
It's gonna be the equivalent of like when you watch videos on TikTok and they're playing like a game or like a cleaning video next to the regular video.
Oh God, I hate
speaking
those.
of podcasts, dude, I listen. Like sometimes like I'll just search like NASCAR on Spotify, like and go to the podcast section.
Oh God.
And I listened to a podcast, like just it was like just a handful of guys or whatever, just kind of like our deal. And then they were talking, and they spent like 30 minutes answering hypotheticals in like a game format or whatever. That didn't really make any sense. And then like one of the deals was like one of the guys was like you have to argue the other one's side or some BS like that. And then one of these dumbasses was like Kyle Busch is never gonna win again. And I was like, these mediocre rookie ass fucking charlatans.
Dude, they don't know wheel.
Who would listen to these dumb son of a bitches? I don't know. I mean, like I said, and then they had a logo looked like it was made by AI and Canva or some shit. It was awful. The whole thing. And it's fine. They've been on the air for like 2 years. Who does this?
Dude, only one of those
years. This is a shoddy project. Oh God, I can't remember the name of this fucking thing. I don't even want to ever listen to it ever again.
One of them knows wheel though. One of them knows wheel.
It was the one asking the questions. That's who it was. That's exactly right. That was the one.
Oh, what a way to start off my vacation, having to do this.
Okay, but look, no one held a gun to your head and told you to show up.
Well,
you made a conscious choice.
No.
Actually, I am cleaning up for my range trip, so like technically there might be.
Well, yeah, I mean, and then the other thing is, and I just felt like this weekend was short enough that we could do a shorter episode. So, and then I might not make it back from DC either. So that's the other thing.
Ever?
Hey, look, man. I got
the alphabet's about to have you zipped up.
Yeah, exactly. I got a smart mouth and a short temper, and I mean, we're gonna, it ain't nothing. So,
and you're going on probably arguably the worst weekend to be in the
probably in history.
It is the worst weekend. No, it 100% is. No,
Well,
no, not even
well, I mean,
maybe.
I've been there on the 4th, but like again, geopolitically speaking, probably the worst 4th weekend in a long time to be in the national.
Yeah, what about 5 years or so?
Well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but I told my coworker where I was going, and they were like, "Yeah, they got those sleeper cells already up there, man. Just be careful." I was just like, "Look, bro, anybody gets yelling that bullshit around me, we're just gonna get tackled, man. I'm there for a good time, not a long time, right?"
My favorite question is my account of that is be careful and do what?
And do what, man?
What is the tactics that you can implement?
What do you expect me to do? What do you expect me to do?
He said
You know what I
lock
mean?
in.
And my favorite thing, not to get off on a political tangent or anything like that. My favorite thing is anytime stuff like this happens and there's like a rumor, there's like a suggestion that like there could be like an uprising from within the US. These dumbasses are always like, I've waited my whole life for this. They ain't prepared for what's coming for them. You son of a bitches can't even park in a Walmart parking lot straight or put the cart back in the damn cart corral. Ain't no way you can orchestrate it. You can a defense against an organized fucking effort, bro. We're cooked. It's over with, man.
Right.
You know. So anyway, so yeah, there was a race yesterday apparently.
Yeah, I heard the theme of the week is going to be a short episode, which means I get my intro, and B, we're going to bring you quality content. So let's start with the content so we can continue on with our days. Yes, before we begin, do you have something?
I was just gonna say I had a suggestion. I just heard another podcast. We don't have to do it, but they started with open mic. It's not a racing podcast, but like they just started with open mic rather than we finish it. So maybe we could try that.
Yeah.
Since you don't have, and because also like open mic could be 30 seconds, it could be 10 minutes. But if we need to fill air, it's better to know on the front end that you've got that packaged in versus on the back end where you're like, okay, this weekend is short.
The beauty of doing it at the end is we don't know what we have to yap about until we yap. If we front load the yap, that sort of takes away the allure of it, doesn't it?
I mean, I'm just saying.
Like if you come in here and you roll up your sleeves, you're like, look, I got something on my mind, and you just spill it, and then it's something like a talking point you could have used for another segment in the show. Then it's like, oh well, damn, I'm repeating myself.
Well, then that's on the yapper to have some quality control.
Oh, that's true. That makes sense.
Well, you got to have to. Where's the party of accountability?
We can.
We done spent 7 minutes yapping about yapping, man.
Do we have yap for open mic?
I have a story.
Oh, yes. Yes, let's do open mic now because this way I can save it. Dear Jeff Bezos, I apologize for all the wrong that you've done in your life, but one of my favorite inventions of yours is Prime Video. Can you please write a letter to all of the sanctioned body of NASCAR and demand your television contract for 36 races, please? I had the worst viewing experience all year last evening watching the Quicker Stake 400. There were so many commercials. I learned 18 times that Sinners was coming to HBO Max. There were full screen commercials during green flag race coverage. I don't like it. There were less commercials in the ARCA race. Can we please get you back? I'll sign a petition and say that you didn't mean it. Just please, can we have Amazon back? It was horrible. It was abysmal. I hated it. I hate network television. Like the video quality was bad. Like it was terrible. What an awful race. Outside of the race itself, but that I miss Amazon.
Do you think all three races were equally terrible on TV this weekend?
Bring back Prime. That's my new slogan that I'm running on this year. Bring back Prime. Yes, all three races were ass because they were back on regular TV. The truck race was the truck race because who wants to watch truck races on a road course? Obviously, Corey Haim was going to win that. Y'all set yourselves up for boredom and failure as it was. But I didn't like it. No like. No like. Peyton, Carl, did anybody? Did you want to chime in that? And did you enjoy the TNT broadcast?
Wait, are we open mic or are we?
Yeah,
I don't
hang
even
on.
know. I don't even know where we're at.
You done jacked up the whole.
That's what I'm yapping about. I'm just asking if you want to and take on my yap. If you want to comment on it.
I honestly, I thought the TNT broadcast was good. Maybe I'm just enamored with Dale Earnhardt Jr. He is really coming to his own as a color commentator. And I know some people in this podcast really don't like him, but I really think Steve
Who doesn't
Letarte
like
is
Junior?
really.
Who doesn't like Junior?
No. Oh my gosh!
Name and shame.
I was saying Steve Letarte. Some people in here don't like Steve Letarte.
Oh yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, see, but I think Steve Letarte does an excellent job. I enjoyed it. I thought they had a decent number of side-by-side commercials. Also, I was watching the race starting at 11 p.m. So I fast forward through a lot of the commercials. So when you do that, it's not so bad. But I enjoyed the broadcast. Fox. Here's a quick illustration of how bad Fox was. They were watching a battle for the lead. It was Raja Carruth in the first stage working on two different cars. It might have been like Honeycutt or something like that. Raja is coming onto the main stretch. He is pulling out to go side by side. They cut to Corey Heim, a replay of Corey Heim going off into the dirt with two tires. And they also then show Corey Heim racing nobody. It's as though Fox says, like, hey, we got this footage. We've got to show it. Any action on the track be damned. It's like when I was learning how to drive a stick shift and my sister sitting next to me said, Peyton, this looks really hard, because essentially I was making it look like it was the most difficult thing on earth. That is what Fox does. They make it as though broadcasting is the most difficult thing on earth, because God help them, they can't do it. They've been at it for 30 years. Can't do it. So.
Man, it just reminded me I did not check into any of the races on the NASCAR app all weekend.
Oh.
Damn.
Oof, that hurts, man.
What a fine time to leave me. Check-in button. All right. Well, anybody else have anything else for Mike?
I did. I had a story. The whole reason I asked to do
about
it again,
Richmond.
so
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
texted us
forget.
about that.
I wanted to make sure I told it on. So this story is a perfect reminder of how you can't act up in public. Like, you can't show your ass in public at any time, because it's a really small world. So I've been trying to downsize some of my NASCAR stuff, right? Selling diecast or whatever. So I posted on Twitter, and like, my DMs were open, and a guy messaged me. I didn't ask him if I could tell the story, so I'm not going to say his name, but he listens to the show. I appreciate you. And so we're talking or whatever. We come to a deal, and he goes, "Okay, so I got a question for you." I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" He goes, "Were you at Victory Lane at Richmond last year when Denny won on Easter weekend or whatever?" And I go, "Yes, I was." He was like, "Oh yeah, I was too. Me and my wife." And you like talked to us or whatever. And I was like, "Wait a minute. I think I know who you are." But like, I'm looking at the picture or whatever. He sends me a picture, and Jared, this dude was shoulder to shoulder with us, and like, I like helped him get a picture or whatever. He'd won the golden tickets thing at
Oh
Victory Lane,
yeah.
and it was taking pictures with Denny and all. And I was just in disbelief that this dude somehow, he was like, "Yeah, I thought that was you, but I wasn't sure." And I'd seen, you guys were in Victory Lane. I saw the podcast shirts. I started following you guys, yada yada. And I just I wanted to do this before I ask. And I was like, I cannot believe, like, what are the odds of this man just sliding in my DMs to buy a Bubba diecast, a year and change later, and we had that exchange. So shout out to you. I just think it's very funny how you got to be nice to people at all times. Like, you should anyway, but you never know when someone will come back around. So, Carl, write that
Why you
down and
don't
use
show
that in
your
your
ass in
life.
public.
Did he get the listener discount?
Use what now? What use what?
Have couth, have decorum, behave
Oh
yourself.
yeah, no,
Some decency.
When you're in company attire, you don't go to the bar and order rumplements and play
well, no,
fiddlesticks.
absolutely. Well, look, we can talk about professionalism in company attire all day long, because I had to grab a young man by his ear earlier this week about that very thing. That's a different story for a different time, different day. But I forgot what I had something related to what you were saying, Art, and hell, I done forgot now.
Did the price go up or down for him listening to the show?
The price, the price remained the same.
Yeah.
If anything, I told him, he was like, if I have to wait a couple days, so if you sell it, don't worry. I said, no, I'll set it aside for you. Like, you're locked in now. Like, you should have. I said you should have led with that. Like, that would have guaranteed you got it. So no, it did not. There's no upcharge. No.
Well, that's a good
Price of brick went up.
If I was a jerk, I'd be like, hey, whatever he offer you, I'll give you $10 more. Let's just keep this in the show. But no, I wouldn't do that.
That's horrible.
That's
horrible.
I guess my only open mic little deal is it is really annoying how dumb a lot of NASCAR fans are, and by and large, the large majority of it. In a way, I feel like we really missed our call. Like, we could have just been griefers that just made up stuff, and like probably gotten ad revenue off of that. And we chose to do this, and because like, dog, that obviously not real post about Bubba like not liking the white flag, I mean, has ingrained its way in every like in every corner of like the racing fan sphere but ours, to the point that like people that I worked with are sharing it. I'm having to be like, yo, this never happened. And then I'm just scrolling Facebook right now because I'm never going to pay attention when Art's telling a story. And like there was a post from last night when Bubba spun, which, by the way, let me just say this real quick. So last night, last night I'm half listening to the race, right? Or I had my AirPods in. There was a caution. Something. I don't know what I was doing, but I didn't understand who was the caution or why there was a caution. And so like I asked like the group chat. I was like, did Bubba get his lap back? And boy, you thought I insulted everybody's mothers, but they were hot. I got verbally assaulted through text. It was insane.
Yeah, they were here.
But you were a part of they. Negro. It wasn't no they. It was you. But yeah, it's just anyway. I just saw a post about that from last night, and then like it is like 1,300 comments on it, and all of them are like he must have not have wanted to see the white flag because he's racist, something like that. I'm like, oh my god, how do you people believe this?
Society,
dog, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Like that wasn't even AI. That was just a fake story. But like, like that. Like imagine if that was AI and there was like a photo going with it or like some sort of like fake video.
Man.
Like
someone said a thing where
$50,000 off that.
Someone said a thing where it's like anything that's got text on a graphic is instantly 90% credible. Like if someone takes the time to make a graphic, people will just believe it no matter what.
100%. Yeah.
And I am with Carl. I feel like we really missed a trick by not being
we
could have imagine like American like
beer, we could have been a NASCAR version of the Hodge twins, and we could all have we could all have matching Hellcats by now. I'm not even playing, bro. I'm so sick. I'm so mad
everyone but Art's got the bona fides. Like Art's a he,
No, Art could be.
He's a bit of a revolutionist. He's a bit of a revolutionist.
Art could be a colored Ben Shapiro. I could see it very easily.
I don't know. The revolutionist.
This is your swan song episode, so you enjoy it.
Dog, I ain't coming back from DC. I know I'm gonna get arrested. I know that I'm gonna get detained. They're gonna like look at all my social media and be like, "Oh, so on election night you said this, huh?" I'm like, wait a minute now. It was a joke. You can get detained.
I thought comedy was legal.
I say is I'm in front of a military tribunal. Anyway, it's no, dude, I'm funny because this race pissed me off so bad I don't want to talk about it. Lime Rock Park pissed me off so bad I don't want to talk about it because I was so hyped for it.
Yeah,
dude, how many laps do you have on that?
The bulk of the show is going to be around what's on my computer screen. We better have some fun, honestly.
I got you. What'd you say, Peyton?
I was going to say, how many laps have you logged on Lime Rock from playing iRacing?
I mean, I did a bunch of testing there last week, and then I ran a couple ARCA races on Monday.
Okay.
Because I really like the new ARCA car. So I mean, I've logged probably a race and a half's worth of it. Gotcha. I enjoy Lime Rock a lot, but I just don't think stock cars are ever going to work there. Like I can appreciate that they tried, but I knew when they announced it wasn't going to work. But
And we were proven right.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
Mike.
anywho.
Okay. Mike Joy did a little funny thing. He was like, he I guess he got like, I guess he was there for some reason. I don't know why. And then he was like, with the green flag. Okay. Well, I mean, I know that, but like he, I guess, did like some sort of pre-race show, and he was like, "There's like a whopping 6 fans in front of me." Like he was actually like making fun of the fact that nobody was there. Yeah.
Who the hell want to go to Lime Rock?
The place looks sold out. Wait, so where are we in the show? Are we just officially talking about the truck race?
Yeah, let's start with the truck race. Unless Jared wants to do the intro.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
We're gonna skip the intro. It's Jared, it's Art, it's Carl, it's Peyton. It's been 20 minutes. You already know who we are. If it's your first time listening, I'm sorry. You'll get a proper intro later on. If you're a repeat offender, you already know what happened. Carl came and we got thrown off track. So we're gonna jump into, I guess, the race weekend. So I don't get to do what I want to, but I'll do it in a second. The truck race at Lime Rock Park. I have to say, Corey Haim has the coldest celebration in all of sports, bro. Like I guess him and Dame Lillard both, but when he get out the truck and he just start tapping his wrist, man, that's kind of disrespectful, but like fire at the same time. It was Haim time again. Belt to ass happened. Corey Haim wins at Lime Rock Park. I watched 4 laps of this and turned it off. What did y'all think of the truck race? Couldn't do it. When Raj spud and all the sand was like whoosh, I was like, "Yep,
yeah,
click,
yeah." I dipped in and out of it. I don't know, man. I mean, I know what to expect. Corey Haim is just that good. Jordan Taylor was really competitive there for a little bit, so that was cool to watch. I guess him and Chandler Smith have beef, and honestly, there's a lot I could say about Chandler Smith, but that's already on the song "Meet the Graham," so I'm not going to say it. Yeah, I mean, it was. I don't know what else can you say, man. I mean, the no live pit stop thing kind of killed it a little bit, but I mean, I understand why. I don't know. They tried it. It didn't really work. The track's not that wide. It's not really conducive for the kind of racing that stock cars have to do. I mean, congrats to Corey Haim. That was, that's like his 17th win this year, I guess. No, I'm kidding. It's not 17th win this year, but I actually like, I feel bad for saying this. I was actually waiting for the other shoe to drop and something to keep him from winning because like that's the way it goes for him. And I was like, waiting. I was like 2 to go. I was like, all right, he's gonna like blow an engine or tires gonna come off or something like that. Like there's something gonna happen, but no, he did it. Yeah, that was it. I mean, it was cool. It was historic, quote unquote. I doubt they go back there next year. But hey, at least we can say we did it. So there's that was neat. So.
I guess Art isn't going to go, so I will go.
I thought you were ready because you were talking about it earlier. I feel like you care more about this than I did, so I'd let you have the floor.
Well, I was going to say, so before the show or during the show, I don't know what phase the show was. I was asking Carl, hey, how many laps have you logged? Because this track is one of the free tracks on iRacing, and anyone who's played the game and done try to get work up the ranks along the road course series, you spend a lot of time at Lime Rock. Obviously, I know IMSA races there, so I've seen on TV, but this is the first I've seen it in bright HD and really sort of zoned in. Looked like a great crowd, beautiful atmosphere, and absolutely lousy racing. That track has got 1 passing zone, maybe 2. Actually, it has 2 decent passing zones. The issue is like Carl alluded to, hey, let's go and remove any semblance of a strategy from this race. And then the only way you can really pass is if someone just absolutely abuses their tires or gets jumped on the restart. And so it just made for a really dull race. It is just super, super tough to pass there because the main straightaway is so short. It just didn't put on a great show for the fans. I didn't watch the ARCA race because I love myself and I want myself to be happy. So I'm not going to willingly watch that.
They did not make it to turn 1.
Awesome. That's called self-care. So, yeah, it's a shame because it looks like a beautiful part of the country. But if they want to go someplace folksy, and mind you, it wouldn't be in the Northeast, and they want to do something interesting road course, go to Barber. Go to Barber out there.
You read my mind. I was straight up going to say go to Barber.
It's a beautiful facility. It's in the Southeast, which, they've got nicer people there probably. And it should put on a bit better show because it's got a better main straight. So I would say give that a try if you are absolutely heck bent on going to a unique sort of folksy road course. But yeah, I feel bad for the people of Connecticut because, that's probably the one and done. Maybe they may try again. And if they introduce live pit stops, I think they could put on a decent show. But they're going to put on a support race from one of the bigger series as well to actually get pit crews out there.
Or, they could always go to is that place still open?
But NOLA, where they hosted like the world's worst IndyCar race. And I don't know. For some reason, I just feel like it was probably a tax fraud scheme. And that just that might just be me making assumptions about the whole region. I don't know.
I just remember the couple of IndyCar races I watched there, or like caught glimpses of, and I was like, man, I need to take a weed into this place. This looks rough. I know SCCA does a lot of stuff down there, but Barber would be fantastic. I need to look into that. I love that place. I love looking at it. So,
any color commentary you'd like to add to the truck race, Art?
Just that I feel like if you sat through all of that, and I'd say this is a good litmus test. Like if you're the level of fan who sat through all of that race and enjoyed it, you're a more diehard person than me, and God bless you. That
Thank
was
you.
terrible. It's not a compliment. Like that's a level of obsession. If you enjoyed that, I'm okay. The less we talk about this track and that race, the better. I'm okay if I never see us back there again. I just didn't enjoy it at all. So it was boring. Wasted my Saturday.
Just to add on to that, if you watched the truck race and then sat and watched ARCA, you need a therapist.
Yeah.
Why would you subject yourself to all of that? That's not healthy. Like you can be a fan of motorsports so you can no wheel, but I don't think it was. I don't think the investment was worth the outcome. Personally, go touch grass.
And I hate to say this, but watching ARCA in general is really hard for me. I don't know. Peyton, you've been around for a while. Before, no. I ain't being funny. But Peyton, did you watch ARCA kind of when it was the Remax, when it was the Remax series? When it was like kind of a bigger deal. I feel like ever since like it became like the Menard series and they like homogenized the bodies with the old Gen 6, it's just kind of, and they went to the Ilmores, it's just not entertaining. I don't know what to say.
Truthfully, so before Raj, the last time I watched the semblance of the series below the truck series was when Bubba was in the K&N series.
K&N,
and even then you were having to catch glimpses on like Speed Network. It was sort of one of those, tune in at 9 p.m. on a Tuesday so you can catch last Saturday's replay. And even then, it seemed like it was a bit better quality of race than we get now. Today in the ARCA series, it's 3 cars that can win and 20 others that are just there to pose a danger to the other competitors, which is fun. But I'm not watching that. Like I like LeVar Scott, and I pray that he makes it to the truck series because then I'll be able to watch him and keep my sanity.
Right. Yeah, I used to watch it like when they were like it was a Remax series, and I feel like it was sort of independent of NASCAR a bit more than it is now, and they kind of did their own thing. I feel like back in the Bobby Gerhart days and the Frank Kimmel domination like years, it was actually really good. Now not so much, but anyway, let's talk about Xfinity.
Xfinity, old buttermilk bread. He ain't have no chance in hell.
Man,
he had a fuel pickup problem, and I heard the crowd rejoice It might have just been me in my own home, but I was very excited that Austin Hill couldn't commit terrorism for like the fourth straight time on the super speedway track. Really appreciated that. Then there was a lightning hold. I took a nap and I woke up to Nick Sanchez winning his first race at EchoPark Speedway. What happened in between that? Art, you go first because you're
What? Man, this one's gonna suck, bro. Like, I don't know what you want me to say.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like you really trying to squeeze water from a rock with this. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Good for Nick Sanchez getting his first win, I guess. That's a highlight. I mean, this race was kind of like a mini version of the Cup race, right? There was calamity, and it seemed like it was a smaller field by the end of it. I don't remember how many cars were out of it, but they're pretty spread out, I know, by the end. So, um, it's interesting. This is, as I always say, call it out when it happens. This is one of the maybe 7 weekends out of the year where the Xfinity race isn't as good, or yeah, isn't better than the Cup race. This was one of them. I mean, the highlight is 100% Austin Hill car dying a slow death, not Austin Hill himself. But then I also want to point out how he wants to be Mr. Badass on pit road afterwards. I just wanted someone to do the measurements to
Dog.
see what is that. There is a minimum height and weight that Austin Hill will give you no smoke on because he's not that big. He's just around. He is essentially around like horse jockeys, right? In terms of like
Yeah,
average height
exactly. I was
and
gonna say,
build.
yeah, race car driver. Yeah, race car drivers are small guys.
Yeah, so like okay, I'm gonna look it up right now just because this is the most exciting thing
Didn't
for
TV
me.
said he's like 6'2", 240?
Yeah, he's a healthy boy.
He eats fruits, berries, and his cheat meal is pizza.
There's clearly a line. Like if you, I don't see him messing with anyone above like 5'10".
Okay, he ain't taking no close fights. He's not taking any.
Yeah,
fights.
he's a sling tip steel mill working son of a bitch, but he knows, like I said, not to make himself look bad on TV, man. Because like, yeah, if he got into
Which
somebody
tells
by his
me-
size, he might not clear him.
Which tells me that you're not really about this life. Because if you are really about this life, then someone being within 3 inches of height and 75 pounds of you wouldn't be a problem.
You know
So
who
that's all I'm
never
saying.
he never got an SVG's grill. You know why? Because SVG is a healthy boy.
Bro, SVG would
SVG would have wore him out.
Remember, what I love about the V8 supercar guys is like they don't have the decorum of like I've got to be like corporate good, because I to this day think about Marcus Ambrose just decking Casey Mears, and I'm like, we need that all the time. That's wonderful. What was that Ambrose just knocked out one day? Yeah, right.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah, it was at
it was at Richmond.
Richmond, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Richmond in like 2011. I want to say.
Maybe something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, someone out there do the stats for me and just let me. It's like what you call it? A ride at like a carnival, right? Must be this tall. Like if you clear this bar, you won't get any problems from Austin Hill. You can bump them out the way and you won't get any smoke. But if you're below that height, tread lightly.
The only problem I have with Austin Hill is like they seem to consistently escape accountability, because like I still haven't gotten over Charlotte last year, and I don't think I ever will. You know what I mean? Like,
Remind the people what did he do? Tell them.
Well, because him and who was in 00 last year? Was it Cole Custer? Yeah, it's Cole Custer.
Yeah.
Got into it on the backstretch, and then Austin Hill just like hung it wide open after they'd already wrecked, and then wrecked Cole Custer a second time and spun him into the infield wall, into the inside wall.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I mean, it wasn't a right hook, but it was like, it was deliberate that like he was red in the face, like red in the Kool-Aid man, mad that he wrecked, and then like decided to take out an already wrecked car just for the hell of it, you know. And I just was like, okay, man, you know, like I said, and then I don't know, man, like I said, so it's just stuff like that, but. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, but Austin Hill's a local boy to Atlanta, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, Denny still gets booed in Virginia.
Yeah, he's from Georgia. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't get
but
booed
Denny,
as much.
Well, Denny has this problem where he's got 8 home tracks and he's from Virginia, but he roots for Ohio State. Like he don't really have no geography loyalty.
Yeah, same with Martin Truex. Those couple years when they were winning everything in the '78, and like every racetrack they went to was a home track for either him or for Vernon Rowe.
Right. Like just because you've been
From
here
Denver?
before does not make it your home.
Yeah, because they would go to the West Coast races and they'd be like a Furniture Row, which is just a 1,000 miles from here. This is kind of their home turf. And then like they would go to like Texas and be like Furniture Row has a distribution center down the street. And that's their home race. And they'd go to Dover and New Hampshire and Pocono and be like, oh, these are Martin Truex Jr.'s home races. It was a weird they tried for those years, like especially this is off topic, but they really did like NASCAR, like media as a whole, like those couple of years try to like sell the 78 as like an underdog team. And it's like, no, this is a fifth Gibbs car that's executing well. Like, let's be honest with it. So they couldn't say that they were like doing less with more with the equipment. So they just tried to make it seem like they were racing in front of a home crowd every week, which wasn't the case either. But anyway.
Peyton, your thoughts on the Xfinity race?
That was probably the best Xfinity Series race at that track. And it's still the worst thing, probably the second worst race I watched all week. Like, those guys, those people cannot drive there. They are awful. I thought there was a glimpse of hope because you wouldn't have the whole question of, oh, let's see how they fail to get past the 21 and the 21 eliminated itself via fuel pump or whatever issues. Nope, they still found a way to be just genuinely awful. They couldn't go 3 laps. I believe it was Parker Kligerman in the booth saying, well, they're going to be really settled down here because we just had a 50-hour rain delay. So I'm certain they'll be very relaxed. Nope, they crashed going into turn 3. They're terrible at this. The truck series does better because those drivers are more timid. I guess there's more drag. All of them in the Xfinity series look like imbeciles when they race here. They should have sent them to Lime Rock as punishment and brought the truck series down. The only saving grace of this race was the last 10 laps where Nick Sanchez put up a very nice defense. But beyond that, it's remarkable. Every race I've gone to in the reconfiguration, the Xfinity series has been abysmal, worse than the truck series, and I just can't put my finger on it as to why. But yeah, you were very fortunate that you fell asleep for it. I stayed awake until I couldn't, and yeah, I wish I was just asleep for all of it.
It was crazy. Like I didn't plan on falling asleep. It was just one of those like, oh, this is going to be a never-ending like weather situation. They have lights. They're going to run a race, and I went to sleep. And then, Nick Sanchez wins. I mean, I guess it's good for what's the team is that Big Machine that he races for? Is that the name of the team?
Yeah. That's their first win, isn't it?
Yeah, that's their first win. I guess it just builds upon all the momentum that you saw last year with Parker Kligerman, how they could have won that race last year, and they got caught up in some shenanigans, but. They've had some speed, so it just shows, right place, right time. You get a win. I wish I could say the same for Saturday's race. I got some right place, right time for you. But first, we're going to pull out our brackets, and we're going to score ourselves. And this is how we're going to do the recap of the other Cup race. So everybody get out your score sheets. And we're gonna look and see where we ended last week.
Nice.
This is gonna be the fastest Cup recap ever. Let me pull up my where's my notes app? Here we go. Yes. So
yeah, we're gonna start. You just pull up the actual bracket.
I have the bracket in front of me, and I'm gonna pull up my score sheet so I can see who won. Well, hold on. I need a piece of paper.
I got mine in front of me too. So
I've got my notes from last week. I can't remember if I took them accurately, but I've got some things scribbled. So
you didn't make one afterwards, like an actual one?
Well, I made it on NASCAR's website and then immediately forgot about it.
I mean, that's what I've been doing. That's what I'm saying. Just pull up the actual thing you made. else.
I just made it on mine. I made it on my
No, because the one I put on NASCAR.com is definitely different than the one that I put forth on the show, and I'm going to continue with the one that I put forth on this show. The fans
we're gonna go through it. First round matchup. It was Denny Hamlin, the number 1 seed in his bracket that NASCAR stole. Hopefully, got a check under the table for it. Versus Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon wins in dramatic fashion, knocking out the number 1 seed, a la UVA, losing. Good stuff. So he advances. I picked Denny. Who'd you pick, Art?
I picked Denny.
Yeah. Okay. Peyton, who'd you
everybody
pick?
did.
I had Denny because I wasn't an idiot.
Wonderful. Carl, you picked Denny as well?
No, I had Ty Dillon in that one.
Oh, wow.
I don't believe you.
Carl gets a point. Point one for Carl.
Because I knew it was Atlanta, and anything can happen. And I was like, the most ludicrous match of these two is going to be who comes out on top.
So I'm gonna keep score to see who wins round 1. So Carl gets a point. Okay. Matchup 2, Kyle Busch versus Brad Keselowski. I picked Kyle Busch, so I lost. Art, who'd you pick?
Keselowski.
I said Brad.
Okay. Carl, who'd you say?
I also said Brad, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, oh no, wait, I was the only one to pick Kyle. Damn, that's crazy. So everybody gets a point, but me.
Bro, don't pick Kyle Busch for anything in this year.
I'm going to remember you said that, Peyton. Your days are numbered.
Thank you.
Round 3. Bowman versus Logano. I picked Logano, so I don't get a point. Art, who'd you pick?
Logano.
Of course. Peyton, you?
I said Bowman.
Okay, Peyton gets a point. Carl, who'd you pick?
I also said Bowman because with Joey, it's either to win or bring back 3 wheels. So
perfect.
Perfect.
He was he
tried.
Pause. I need y'all content creators, Carl, Art, the people are good with the cap cuts. You need to beat NASCAR at their game. That wild video is genius.
Dog. Yeah, man.
I'm so mad. I thought about it last night, straight up, and I was like, bro, I don't give enough of a fuck to go do this right now. And then this morning I was bored, and I was like,
genius.
Yeah.
The next matchup, the Minority Bowl, Bubba Wallace versus Daniel Suarez. I picked Suarez because, the luck they've had. And wouldn't you fucking know it? The one damn race he wrecks and wrecks again and wrecks one more time and stays in the damn race. He actually fucking finishes it. So I didn't get a point for that matchup. I picked Bubba because of your copium. I already know that because I remember that answer. Peyton, I would think you picked Suarez because you were on Team Chaos with me. Was I correct in that statement?
Nope, that is wrong. I picked Wallace.
Dumbass.
And Carl, did you pick Bubba as well?
I picked Bubba, yeah.
Okay, so everybody else gets a point but me. Damn, this is crazy.
That's what you get for not showing solidarity for at least 1 week.
Oh, shut your ass up.
Look at you.
I get no damn solidarity. More on that later. I got bones to pick with that bullshit too.
I almost said something.
I'm 0 for 4 currently.
About Jerry, I'm not gonna.
Those are my favorite. Those are my favorite words in motorsports. I almost said something. Those are my favorite words.
We'll get to that soon.
Boy, I almost took it there. God, keep going.
Keep going. Next matchup, it was John Hunter versus Josh Berry. I picked JHN, so I finally on the board with a point. Art, who'd you pick?
John Hunter.
Carl.
I picked John Hunter. It hurt, but I had to.
Peyton.
I knew that Legacy was going to stay hot, so I picked JHN.
Look at that. Everybody scores a point. We move. Next matchup, Austin Dillon versus Chase Elliott. I picked the 3. Again, wouldn't you fucking know it? Peyton, who'd you pick?
I picked Chase Elliott because he's done it before.
Smart. Art.
I picked Chase.
Smart. Carl.
Pick Chase.
There it is. Next matchup, Ross.
You can cheat off ours next time, Jared. Next year, you can cheat.
That's fine. Team Chaos. I told you what I was doing. I was going to be a villain the whole time through this. Ross Chastain versus Eric Jones. I picked Watermelon, so I don't get any points. Carl, who'd you pick?
Legacy's been hot, so I picked Jones.
Peyton.
Legacy Freight Chain, Mosey's on.
All right.
I'll never pick Legacy. I picked Ross.
Ah!
There we go. All right, so
I never pick Legacy for anything.
That's
Not a
crazy.
thing.
That's crazy.
They could have a wheelbarrow race outside. I still wouldn't pick Legacy. I don't trust them for nothing.
What's your beef with Legacy?
I would never put any backing towards them. That's all.
Man,
There's lots of people I would never back. There's lots of people I would never back, and they're just one of them.
Very valid points. He's
You
spitting
can be
facts.
mad. You can be mad you didn't buy at the dip. That's all I'm gonna tell you, man.
Man, that dip is made of cheese and beans. That's the only thing they got for you.
Just don't dox them, please.
Next matchup. Christopher Bell versus Ricky Stenhouse. I picked Ricky Stenhouse. Points for me. Man, I feel really good about that. Carl, who'd you pick?
I picked Stenhouse because Bell's not good at this drafting thing.
There we go, baby. Peyton, who you got?
See, recency bias whipped my butt because Bell won here in the winter. So yeah,
Yeah.
I remember you saying that. Art, I think you agreed with Peyton.
This is I mean, I had a lot that went wrong for me this week, but this was my death nail because I had C-Bell going to the finals. So this just blew all my shit. So
woof, that is.
So yeah, go ahead and fuck my shit. This is the equivalent of the barber pushing your line back. Like that's what that
you definitely
was
got your
for
shit
me.
pushed back. That's crazy.
Sitting there looking like Stevie Wonder now.
My God. He said that.
Okay, this next matchup. Personally, I don't know how NASCAR got the approval to put that hype video up online. Noah Gragson saying that Chase Briscoe had to talk to Joey about getting his hair fixed. Almost.
No, he told him go to Turkey. He straight up said go.
He told him to go to the source to get it. That was.
Well, how
that was wild
about
disrespectful.
Stenhouse saying Tad Boyd was a secret spy that he sent over to the 20 car?
Look what happened.
And it worked though.
Sleeper cell.
Look what happened. He went wrong. We are on the right side of the ladder now. For those of you following along at home, the next matchup is Briscoe versus Gragson. I picked Chase Briscoe. Had some 19 hope. Didn't work. Carl, who'd you pick? You picked your boy, didn't you?
No, you talking about I picked Priest?
No, this is the Briscoe Gragson matchup.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah. Unfortunately, I did pick Briscoe on that. That's I said I finally have lost one. So
it's a damn shame because he was spitting.
I know.
That was his first one he missed.
That was my first one.
He was on the heater.
Damn.
Yeah. Because I just felt like Noah just it's a drafting track. It's hard, but I was like, I just don't see Noah being able to hold it together the whole day. He always ends up in trouble.
And he did, but he fixed it.
Yeah.
With a finished race.
Yeah, I'll be damned.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Peyton, who'd you pick?
Briscoe.
All right.
I'll never pick Noah Gregson for anything. So yeah.
That's fair.
I told you there's a couple people that like you'll never get my
You'll never
support.
get the vote.
And so
That's fair. The next matchup, William Byron versus Ryan Preece. I picked Ryan Preece. Point for me. Preece.
Yeah.
Art, who'd you pick in that matchup?
you know good and damn well who I picked. Don't disrespect me with that question. Don't disrespect me with that question. Let's move on. Let's move.
I love how much Art's willing to just let personal bias just get in the way of making informed picks. It didn't help me here because I picked Byron, but
I'm sorry. I live in America. That's the only thing we do when we vote. We use our own personal bias. What are you talking about? I'm right on brand.
And now
I'm living the American experience right now.
Eggs are $9 a dozen.
Ain't that a bitch?
It all started because of you and Alex Bowman. It's your fault. You set the tempo.
Who, me?
Yes.
What about me and Alex Bowman? What did we do?
Y'all set the tempo for elections and the votes in the last year.
Oh, because
after
of the
y'all.
debate?
Yeah, after our election, and then more elections happened, and
And
then
people heard that and they were like, you know what? I don't have to listen to facts. I can just do whatever the fuck.
I don't have to think about. Yeah, I don't have to think.
You know, did I ever tell you that my girlfriend was like, yeah, you didn't actually like really win that because like you pretty
When
much
she's
gave it away when you said I don't go for facts. I go by feelings or whatever. She's like, that should have disqualified you right there. I was
you
like,
are correct, madam. You are correct.
Hey man, the people
Man, you
voted.
worked
They
in this
voted.
house. It's
Hey,
crazy.
hey, look, the people voted. You know, and they chose me. So don't worry, me and Jamal finna have a debate, and it's gonna be one for the ages. I'm about to get tired of his damn mouth.
Oh Lord, who knows wheel off?
Hey, yeah, it's about to happen. Like I said, I've been working.
Carl,
on
who'd you
it.
pick? We got to
Between who?
The
Priest and Byron.
Oh man, unfortunately, fucking Priest.
That means you scored. You
I know, but
Yeah,
I didn't want to.
But at what cost?
Yeah, exactly. At what cost?
Exactly.
At what cost?
Exactly. I'd rather go down with my pride.
Yeah,
I'd
I
rather
hated
go
that.
Now you're
down
about
with
to,
my
now you're about to be
pride.
broke
I
as
hated
hell,
that.
but proud.
But Ryan Priest is the type of son of a bitch that's where he gets the luckiest at, and I'm like, man, I can't. You know, I understand when Byron run Daytona, I totally did, but Ryan Priest almost won Talladega, so it's like it was a toss up, and I was just like, this would be the exact kind of race that plays in the Priest's favor, and it almost did. So, yeah.
Almost did. Our next matchup, I'm already giving a point to Peyton because I already know what he did. Blaney versus Hocevar. I picked Hocevar, so I picked Blaney, so I don't get any points. Art, who'd you pick?
I picked Blaney.
Carl, who'd you pick?
I picked Hocevar.
Oh, Carl gets more points.
I think we've only had one motor blow up this year, and it was Ryan Blaney. So like that's the kind of luck they've had. No, I'm not walking into that ladder with a black cat and a broken mirror. Sorry, Ryan. Love you to death.
Can we talk about he went nose first into the wall at like almost the exact same spot in the exact same paint scheme at Atlanta?
It's crazy.
Like 2 years in a row.
Tradition.
Did he do that in the fall race in the summer race last year?
Mm-hmm.
I believe so. I saw the side by side. They look mirrored.
Yeah, I guess. He got caddy with somebody at Spire after the race. I don't remember what he was talking about.
Because they put up a tweet. It was like the trade meme. It's like I receive a pass to the second round. You receive
I saw that. I saw that.
And he was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot. I owe you one from last year. Thanks for reminding me." Blah blah blah. Like, brother, you got to get over it. There's a statute of limitations on payback.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
There is.
We'll see. Speaking of payback, Larson versus Reddick. I picked Kyle Larson. Bart, who'd you pick? The company.
I picked Larson.
Oh, fantastic. Peyton, who'd you pick?
I picked Reddick because it's a super speedway. What the hell are y'all talking about? Pardon my language.
Yeah. I picked Reddick. Say the line, Art. Some people I just can't vote for.
Get your own line.
Whoa. Yeah. I mean, that's not the reason I didn't pick Larson.
Man, no.
They said, look, that ain't me.
No. Fuck all that noise. They could have asked me to vote for somebody in a half Asian contest between him and fucking.
You know what?
I don't even know where I was going with that, but yeah, I go vote for him.
You know what? We're just
keep it moving, please. This is someone's first episode.
Okay,
AJ Allmendinger versus Michael McDowell. I picked AJ. I get a point. Art, who'd you pick?
They could have put David Starr in that lineup. I'd have voted for David Starr.
McDowell.
You picked
See, there was a safer joke that was better, and you didn't.
I'm sorry, I didn't think about it. Sometimes it doesn't come to you at first.
Well, she was about to come to you.
We had a whole emergency yesterday over sometimes you don't think jokes through. So look, just let that be a lesson.
Yeah, facts. Peyton, who'd you pick?
McDowell.
Wonderful. Carl, did you pick AJ?
Yeah, I ain't no way I'm a pick McDowell and that damn thing.
Look, you lost your damn mind. Let's see. Gibbs versus Haley. I picked Gibbs. Point for me. Art, who'd you pick?
I picked Gibbs.
Point for you. Peyton, who'd you pick?
I picked Haley just because he won one super speedway
No
race.
points for you.
Yeah, like
and
8
Carl
years
Hoover.
ago.
Yeah.
Let it go.
My scientific method failed me there.
Let's say something about that. But so I picked not Haley, whatchamacallit, because what the hell does Justin Haley even do?
Right.
I picked Gibbs, and Gibbs was close to a win anyway. But man, there's that one old boy that under like every post is like it's been like 2,000 days since Bubba Wallace has won, or 1,000 days or something like that. And then so like now I've been responding to him like, well, it's been 2,000 days since Justin Haley won, so pick your poison on that. Yeah,
Big facts. Big facts.
Yeah.
The next matchup, Zane Smith versus Austin Cindric. I picked Zane Smith because I'm Team Chaos. Point for me. Art, who'd you pick?
I picked that bow tie nerd Austin Cindric, and it did not pay off for me.
Whoops. Peyton.
Yeah, unfortunately, I also picked the guy with the $6 haircut.
Mm-hmm. Would you leave him a $2 tip?
He wouldn't, but I mean,
Carl, who'd you pick?
I picked the opposite of the $6 haircut, the $400 haircut.
There you go.
I picked Zane Smith because, it just kind of lined up for him a little bit. So I just felt like.
Let's see. In the last matchup for round 1, Todd Gilliland versus Prosper Texas Finest. I picked Chris Buescher, so I get a point. Art, who'd you pick?
Buescher.
Peyton, who'd you pick?
I picked Buescher.
Carl, who'd you pick?
Pick Buescher, baby.
There it is. So after the first race weekend, here are the scores. In first place is Carl with 15 points. Holy shit. Peyton is in second with 9, and Art and I are tied for third with 7.
I don't know Wheel.
Don't know Wheel. We're going to make our matchup choices now instead of recapping the cup race because it was a demolition derby. There's nothing really to be excited about. Chase Elliott won.
Yeah, I'm kind of Peyton.
That race was phenomenal.
Yeah, that race is really good. What are you talking about?
Yeah, let's do the race.
Mutiny. We're about to overthrow the cap.
I want to go. Yeah, let's in place of talking about the 23. Let's talk about our.
We'll talk about the race as a whole. To everybody's point, this race was fantastic. I really, really, really enjoy how you can pass on this track. Like everybody can just like pull down and get around, and it's crazy because everybody passed everybody the same way. You knew it was coming, but there was just so much momentum when you yanked the wheel left to get around the leader. Like you really couldn't stop it unless you wanted to cause a 52 car pileup like we've seen 5 times last night. But this is a really good race overall. I wish there was a lot less calamity. But it's a super speed race in Atlanta when it's hot outside. Nobody knows how to act anyway. There's probably had reservations in Onyx or something, but it was a good race. Carl, would you add in your
Yeah, man, I have bemoaned the conversion of Atlanta Motor Speedway to the equivalent of a shiny pair of keys, which is what a lot of NASCAR fans need to keep interested in, and that's why they have plate racing. Yeah, I mean, I have bemoaned it. I hated it. I loved Atlanta. A lot of people, mainly Peyton, felt like I was wrong in my assessment that Atlanta was always good.
I'll whip your ass.
Hey.
He meant that. He meant
that. Anyway, no. Okay. All right.
I killed him.
Anyway, but this was an excellent race, and I honestly finally see the value of a 1.5 mile super speedway race. It has taken me 6 races, I guess, is what we've had at this point. This is the 6th race in this form. In this,
the 8th.
This is the 8th. Okay, whatever. 6, 8, same number. You know, you get anyway. But yeah, I mean, it was great. You know, I think because like the opposite end is like when we go to real plate tracks, a single car can't do anything. You know, you have to have every car from one manufacturer lined up to make one car pass. And then so to go here and everybody kind of can do whatever they want to do. I mean, it was really nice. It was really refreshing. The drivers sucked. They couldn't stop wrecking all night long. That was, you know, but yeah, I mean, it was thoroughly entertaining. For all intents and purposes, I enjoyed it. I'm not really sure how I feel about the winner exactly. But you know, I mean, yeah, it was a good race, so I was there for it. So,
Peyton, in your fast forward rewind of the Cup race, what were your takeaways?
I've got a couple quick thoughts. One, Atlanta, best city in America. You cannot argue that. I cannot think of a track on the schedule that has 2 races and they pack them both out. Those stands were packed to the brim. It looked like they were having a great time. It put on a fantastic show. Like Carl mentioned, if you loved super speedway racing from your younger years, then you have to love Atlanta. I can understand not loving what Atlanta is in terms of not being super in the driver's hands, but if you consider yourself someone who likes super speedway racing or the concept of it, this was top notch. Guys could get runs with just 1 or 2 cars. They could make their own destiny. And you didn't need a huge line of cars to just essentially move forward and back from each other over the course of a lap. The only thing I question is what would the racing have looked like if we were able to retain a full field? I don't love how much, like to Jarrett's point, how much of a calamity it was in terms of wiping out the half of the field. And I do wonder if we still had the full field out there, would dudes be super gridlocked? But the positive side of all this, at no point did we really hear anyone mention, let's save fuel, let's save fuel, let's save fuel. It seemed like dudes can make passes, and that's a step in the right direction. My final note, do not do this to any other track except maybe do a wild experiment with Richmond, like putting down Sealer again like it's the 90s, or make like Richmond a 3/4 mile, 60-degree banked over. Like outside of that, like don't do this to any other track. Keep this special, keep this unique, make this its only thing, but only track and schedule that sells out both times each year.
All right.
So I'll agree with most of what Peyton said. Yeah, I'm kind of neutral on the calamity. I do think it definitely shook it up, right? I was really afraid during stage 1 there was going to be a Penske RFK fest because they're always really good and always at the front when it comes to these tracks. And I think Penske was 1, 2, 3, right, in stage 1 pretty early. So while I don't enjoy a 23 or 24 car pileup every week, I did like the fact that it just really shook up the order. I think at one point, everyone in the top 10 was winless or something like that after that wreck. Yeah, I enjoyed this race a lot. I think it's funny how they took a car and they made it only good at 1.5 miles, and then they turned the 1.5 miles into a super speedway, and it's the only air quotes super speedway that this car is good at. But man, this car, when it slaps, it is fantastic to watch. I mean, the dive bombs, self-clearing, like it was just very, very entertaining. I think the only thing to go back for a second about the wrecks that kind of ruined it was that for everyone who was keeping track of like the brackets and all of that, like they were done early. Like if by the end of stage 2, you knew Denny wasn't coming back. So like that matchup was a wrap, for example. So I think they could tweak that maybe for next year. I get that they want to have all the brackets busted, but that aside, I really enjoyed this race. I like the fact that there were so many guys who had a chance to win at the end, and then it was a really good finish. It wasn't a cheap finish. It wasn't, there's a piece of rubber located in the corner, we got to put it out and get a green light checker. It was a clean finish, and it was clean for like the last 20 some odd laps or so. So yeah, I think this was great. The one thing I would disagree, especially with that Peyton mentioned, he said, don't do this anywhere. My brother, Texas is right there. Ain't doing nothing.
But
tear it up and do
Texas
it. Do it there.
Really good. It had good. It what made Texas interesting. Okay, hold on. Listen up. Look, listen.
Run it by me again. Look here, listen. Yeah.
Thank you. But Texas this year, you had the wonky tunnel bump in turn 4. And
I hated
that.
that.
You also had the narrowness of the groove in turns 1 and 2. It makes it very unique where there's actually some. Okay, it works in the stupidest way. It's what makes Texas work is because the racetrack is about 60,000 miles wide, but you can only race on a third of it if you're lucky. I think Texas is improving. I just don't want another track that's just going to be another super speedway. I just don't want to see them continue.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that the asphalt is starting to finally age a good amount. I mean, so that really, really, really helps.
Texas?
And yeah, Texas. Yeah. I mean, because like I said, I mean, before they revamped it, I mean, it was starting to become Atlanta with the track surface. It was starting to get a real beachy sand, tannish kind of look to it. And that creates great racing. I mean, like I said, and old Texas was great, and new Texas is starting to become a little bit better. I still prefer the old layout, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, give me old Texas all the way. Yeah, like the whole tunneled crack or bump in the side in turn 4. Like I personally hate that. I just think that's terrible. So yeah, that's the only place I could see is yes, I don't want this everywhere. But if you're going to give me this same car for the next 5 years, I'll give up Texas to have 4 good super speedway races because Daytona's not going to be good and Talladega's not going to be good. But like this was great, and for fans who are newer fans or not long-time fans, it was like this at Daytona and Talladega every year, and every year it was almost always an amazing race and usually a really good finish, and it wasn't an artificially close finish, right? Like this was a naturally close finish at the end. Like yes, it's drafting, and like no one's gonna pull away to a 10-second lead, but it's not. Every car is within a foot of each other because they can't go anywhere, right? And I think that's an important distinction to make. So yeah, no, I really enjoyed this race. The only downside was like the rain delay was like the only bad thing. But I mean, who's to say that the temperature of the track cooled down and that could have helped it? Maybe, I don't know. I'm not an expert on that, but I enjoyed this race a lot. So New Atlanta gets a thumbs up for me. Well, I guess it's not New Atlanta anymore. It's just Atlanta at this point. It's been a couple of years, so. It was good.
Is there a reason why they left Atlanta painted on the racing surface and they didn't fit in EchoPark?
They don't know.
Out of time. They probably don't care.
Yeah, I mean,
but I care. If they change the damn name, change it. When Lowe's Motor Speedway was Lowe's Motor Speedway, it was Lowe's on the start finish line.
Man, even iRacing changed the name, which I was pissed off about. Who knows? Who cares? This deal will fall through in like 2 years till it'll be found out the EchoPark ain't got no money to begin with. So, whatever.
And with that, round 2, Chicago Street Course for the end season challenge. Take your picks.
Hey, so I probably need to hop off. Actually, so can I go ahead and give you mine before I go?
Well, you can give yours and write them down on your own.
Oh shit!
And then we can score next week.
Well, we're almost done, so I'll wait. We're almost done.
We're almost done. We're almost here.
Okay.
So for all of the rest of you, the 3 of you, including myself, look at the matchup, write down your enters, a la Jeopardy. And we'll come back for next episode and do our final Jeopardy thing.
Yeah, so next week I won't be here for sure. I mean, I'm never here anyway, but I want to
send in your scores.
I can't give it to you now.
The score. No, I don't want it now. We didn't do it like that last week. I mean, we did, but I don't care anymore now.
I like having the proof.
It don't matter. What, Peyton?
I like having the proof of record. Here, Carl, text them to me. And I will keep them safe and know that you.
I'll fill it out and I'll put it in the group chat at some point in time in the week, and then we'll just do it that way. So okay, that's fine.
Really,
if you need a matchup to watch, is this
Yeah, we
Ricky
can just
versus
we'll do
Noah?
that for the on record proof. I'd say we can each give one matchup that we're looking out for.
Okay.
Personally, no personalness
Ooh, it is a
aside.
really good one. Over here.
But it seems like for myself, both the 2311 cars seem to have their hands full. Bubba Wallace is up against his arch nemesis, Alex Bowman. And on the other side, Reddick and Hocevar will probably be a good matchup because I anticipate Carson having some speed this weekend. So he'll be up front with, the front runners. Those are my watch for.
I was gonna say the Allmendinger Gibbs matchup is gonna be Generations next weekend. I think that'll be phenomenal because Ty has almost won in Chicago. So yeah, and then there's AJ. So it's like, what happens first? Does the 54 just have a bad pit stop and they screw the whole day, or does AJ Allmendinger get passed for second, have a meltdown, and finish 32nd? What happens, folks? Call in now. Let us know.
I have a question for you about that matchup. Is SVG racing in this race?
Is SVG racing in this race when he's a full-time Cup Series driver?
If he's showing up, then AJ ain't showing up. Thank you. That's all I need to know. There you go. That's who you pick against. Because ever since SVG showed up,
is AJ Allmendinger not full-time this year?
He's saying that AJ has been incompetent ever since SVG's turned up.
All I'm saying is SVG was like the monster.
That's why his ass froze.
That's what I was asking. If SVG's gonna be there, then AJ ain't gonna show up. So
you're wrong.
Am I? What did the stats say?
I think so. Well, look, don't go based on facts. Go based on feelings. Like I said. So
that's insane.
I look forward to seeing you again in September on the show. I look forward to that. I should say I look forward to the gap between now and that.
Light-skinned bully son of a bitch. I can't believe you. And you're the main one that bemoans me not showing up when I can show up.
What do you want from me, man?
So I can give a quick matchup. So personally, I think the Jones-Stenhouse one will be the most interesting because neither of them are exactly decorated road course racers. And I think in terms of, who's going to have the most willingness to shove each other around, get their hands dirty, and put on a show fighting to battle each other, I think it's that matchup because I think they will be racing. I think Eric Jones and Stenhouse will be racing around each other quite a bit. And I think neither of them will have any qualms about moving the other to go ahead and advance in it. Because initially I was going to say that the Ty Dillon, Brad Keselowski, but I just don't see Keselowski and his status as a team owner would move a Ty Dillon to advance forward. Bowman, Walmus, actually that could happen. But I think the Jones-Stenhouse, that's going to need a quick picture-in-picture in the last 5 laps. When they're showing the leaders, put a little picture-in-picture on the 17th place battle, which will be Jones and Stenhouse. Is Arthur still frozen?
Am I?
No, he's still here.
I'm here. I'm alive. Yes, maybe.
He's still here.
I mean, yeah. Like I said, for me, it's the Bubba Bowman matchup. That's all I care about. I want revenge. I want
no justice, no peace.
Sheet metal.
I would be thrilled if he was able to get back at Bowman for last year. But then again, he did almost try to kill Alex Bowman last year at Chicago. So
Jeff Glenn,
according to who,
upset,
Jamal?
so
I'm still clutching my pearls.
No, it wasn't Jamal. It was just a reaction in general to him doing something that was relatively harmless. And
his belts were off.
Oh my god, dude!
He could have killed that man.
He could have killed him.
You need to leave.
Yeah, dude. It's just like him throwing water in Alex's face, man. Like poor defenseless Alex Bowman. Dude.
Alex could have drowned.
Oh,
He was doing him a favor. He was out of the car.
He was overheated. Yeah, the man's literally overheated. I gave you water. What more you want?
That's torture. That's against the Geneva Convention.
Every word I could use to describe people that have that opinion of those two situations would immediately give me the show canceled.
For sure.
I mean, so yeah,
100%.
I just can't.
Five just came to mind that'll get us.
Yeah, man, for real, bro. Dead ass, man. Like, come on, dog. Like, worse hadn't happened. You know what I mean?
The worst was a driver
like Kevin Harvick ain't jump up on whatchamacallit, on Ricky Rudd's car, try to whoop his ass like he was a WWE wrestler, man. Like, shut up, bro.
Buddy, there are key differences that made what Bubba did a lot worse.
Yeah, he was black.
Whoa, that's not what we were saying.
Oh, whatever. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Look at you making it about race.
Nah, bro, I'm beyond trying with these people. That deal I talked about at the top of the show with that stupid ass post that these people believe, that was a straw for the camel's back, man. This is like, all right, bro. We've moved beyond it now at this point. So,
yep.
And for reference, you're headed to the Capitol this weekend.
Yeah, what about? Hey, man, I got a kick-ass 4th of July Bubba Wallace shirt I'm wearing. I cannot wait to flaunt it, bro. I'm going to be like Ranch because I'll be dressed. I'm going to have that shit on, dog. I can't even lie. Shout out to the bootleg plug with much better merchandise than the actual NASCAR store. If you don't know, holler at me. I'm going to get them to you. Show them folks some love because they even emailed me and they were like, how did it fit? Did you like it? Is there anything else we can do for you? So yeah. Hey man, hey dog hey man, you know. And then it came from Canada, so they
Feds got
him. He got snatched up.
It was one thing.
Boy, yeah, it froze. I got scared for a second. I thought the Jim Freeze Black Hawk was going to be outside. Like, oh, you bought unofficial merchandise, buddy?
Yeah, I like it. That's what gets him snatched up. Not the government sentiment. Nope, can't be out here in bootleg NASCAR apparel.
Yeah. No. Anyway, they got that stealth helicopter that killed Bin Laden. Ain't nobody ever seen.
I'm sorry. Oh, the Netflix special.
Yeah,
no,
you know,
sorry. Just move on.
No, well, I mean, yeah, because nobody's seen it, and people are like, "Well, it doesn't exist," because blah 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 blah, and you know, anyway. So,
fair, very fair. Okay.
Anyway, we done. What's up?
Yeah, we're done. I just wanted to say,
no, right?
We can sure. It'll take 2 seconds. Lights Too Bright. My Lights Too Bright goes to the producers, executive producers, associate producers, camera feeds, camera hands, cameramans of Turner Sports. I can see why ESPN took Inside the NBA away from you because you don't know Wheel. You get My Lights Too Bright.
Damn. Tell them how you really feel.
Yeah, mine would also go to Turner Broadcasting just for the effect of I didn't need to see all them commercials, man. So,
when are y'all gonna just watch it online with the rest?
I did, but that's what I'm saying. Even the world stream break was super long, so I know y'all had hella commercials because there was times I had to go back and check the stream to make sure it was still on because it got so
no, sir, not me.
Hey, man, hey. Look, TNT is just Fox Sports in a wig, man. That's all that is, bro.
Mine goes go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, mine goes to Kimi Antonelli, Formula One racer, rookie season in the Mercedes car. Last race out in Canada, becomes one of the youngest to ever secure a podium in his F1 career. In this morning's race, hopefully, if y'all watching it, planning to watch it, he locks up on the first lap and absolutely destroys
Why are you giving him Lights Too Bright when he did the world a service?
Yeah, man, look, I'm gonna tell you something. My boss done told me who finna replace me. I'm gonna take his ass out too.
Yeah, that's facts. That's actually really valid.
Yeah.
I got no counter against that.
Yeah, no, Kenny smelled blood in the water, boy. He was like, "Yeah, we gonna see how you feel."
Actually, I've been convinced. Yeah,
2021 all over again, partner. Don't fuck with me.
You know what? That's a good point. I forgot who was the recipient of the projectile. Yeah, and it was Max Verstappen. So actually, Chandler Smith, you're next man up. your lights are too bright because you don't know how to use your brakes, and instead you just see 2 Spire cars and says, that will do, a port in any storm. Away we go. and you send sweet dear Raja knuckle deep into the freaking tire barrier to never be seen again.
Knuckle deep is insane.
That's what I was thinking.
Dastardly. All right.
This man is a man. Me and Peyton commiserate over being the only decent men in the group chat, and then he goes and drops that bomb, and I'm like, damn, I guess I'm on an island by myself. Good Lord. And then he's gonna be like, what are we talking about? It's just, it's colloquialism or something. He's going
anyway.
I am generally confused.
My light's too bright is to ever put together the 21 in Xfinity. That's the closest thing to a surefire win you're gonna get. And you took yourself out of it. So once again, I'm sure, Big Hoss or whatever he calls himself was fussing up Les Storm in the hauler afterwards. So they get it this week.
I'm just imagining Austin Hill and Hoss Cartwright's dumb big ass hat.
Goodness gracious.
Some of y'all don't know what that is, but
all right. So that's the end of it all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. To all my streamers and iRacers, if you need some energy while you're behind the wheel, use promo code Victor Lane Vibes. Go over to w.gg, get you some energy, get you some shaker cups and some tablets, for you to recreate the 24 hours of, what was that BS Jamal was doing? Where were they?
Spa. It was 24 hours of spa this weekend. And Jamal, just so you know, brother, never mind. I'm not giving you, never mind.
Say it. Go ahead, get off your chest.
Well, no, because he thinks I've been making fun. I've been making fun of him. I just been, using him as, anyway. I'm glad that he is well versed in his passion, and that's what's important.
I think anyway, it's about a hobby.
Exactly. Anyway, folks, go see
that race. I watched some of it.
Go see the F1 movie this weekend. Me and Arthur are gonna do a deep dive review of it in the off season. That's our off season project. He doesn't know about it yet. We're gonna review a bunch of racing movies. We were trying to do it this summer, but my job schedule is making it hard. So hopefully I get to quit my job next month, and then I get a better job, and then we'll be able to do that. So let's all pray that in August Carl gets to quit his job. So everybody,
I hope your employer ain't listening to this.
I could give a shit less.
You hear that, Peyton?
Well, Peyton. Kind of nut up.
I tell you what, I'm gonna say this, and I gotta go. Them motherfuckers got to leave with me the other day. I said, man, look, this load of copper is starting to seem less and less like it's gonna make it to Texas, and it's gonna make it to the nearest damn salvage yard I can find. Y'all keep fucking running your damn mouth. So I promise you.
Still valuable? Do people still steal that?
Oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah. They do it all the time.
Hell yeah! Sure, I could have come off 2 years' salary with that load if I'd have just took
it. Hey, look. Hey, just know when the new storefront opened up for the VLV Birch, you know what happened. We hit the Brinks truck.
Yeah, boy.
We'll see y'all next week.
I gotta go.
Play
I'm 30 minutes past due on this. Love y'all.
We out. Cue me up.
Having a life scholarship and being able to afford to go to college made me feel inspired to go.
When I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief.
I knew that I wanted to have an impact. Having a life scholarship through the SC Education Lottery was huge. It gave me the opportunity to make that impact right here at home.
The South Carolina Education Lottery. A better you, a better us, a better South Carolina. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.